Hello, gentle viewers. This is Vindian, welcoming you to kind of a bit of a different look for this channel. This isn't going to be a permanent thing. This is just going to be a one-time thing. While you lovely folks think about whether you'd like to see more Crusader Kings 3 or you'd like to see me play through a game of Civilization 6. This is Battletech. And I promised for a long time that I'd do a campaign. And I might still do that someday. But I want to explain to you why I probably won't right away. And I think the easiest way to explain that is to simply take you through the basics of the game and how it works. This can even be kind of like a mini tutorial if you're thinking about getting the game. And then we can have a conversation in the comments, or people can decide, yes, I want to see this, or no, this isn't so good to me. So, what is Battletech? Battletech is based on... Now, you'll have to forgive me. I'm not super immersed into the basic lore of this game. I know it's related to the Mech Warrior series, but I'm not sure how that actually plays out. So, if you know more, by all means, drop it in the comments. It's developed by Harebrained Schemes, who did the absolutely phenomenal trilogy of games based on the Shadowrun IP, and it's published by Paradox Interactive. Not Paradox Development Studio, Paradox Interactive, which is their publishing arm. And it is a game about holding a team of mechs, and it's turn-based combat. And I'm actually in the story mode here, but don't worry, you're not going to get any story spoilers, because I'm only going to do a basic contract. So what you do is you upgrade your ship, you upgrade your mechs, and you design your mechs in a way to make them successful at certain things. You also have pilots for each of these mechs. Now you'll notice, if you haven't already, that my namesake of Indian is actually injured. Every other pilot in the game, if you play the story mode, except for you, dies if they take too many wounds. You just get injured, but you're out for a very long time. I've actually been out for 90 days. So this is not so good. So that means we're going to take a contract, and that contract is going to be something easier so that I can have my lower quality players, my lower quality pilots get some more experience. Let's talk about the stars of the show, which are the mechs. You can always talk to the person in charge in the story mode. I'm not going to do that, obviously, because I don't want to give any spoilers. We're going to look at the bay. At the moment, I have 5 active mechs, and I have... I thought I had a couple in storage. Yeah, I've got a couple of Panther mechs, and I've got a Locust mech. What does all of this mean? To begin with, the number on the top right is how big the mech is, how many tons it weighs. So in this case, my Blackjack is 45 tons. On the other hand, I have my Quick Draw, which is 60 tons. And there's multiple different kinds of mechs in the game, and they each are designed to do certain things very well, based on the weapons they can carry. So in this case, there are 4 types of weapons in the game. There are missiles, lasers, cannons, and support weapons, which is generally, I think, machine guns, flamethrowers, and small lasers. That's what it says right there. And you design these mechs to fit a specific role, and it gives you a lovely breakdown down here. The Quick Draw is pretty fast. It hits okay, but it takes a lot of a beating, and it's good in melee. And this explains to you where it comes up with these ratings. So for instance, we look at firepower. We just add all the damage to all the weapons. That's pretty simple. The most damage I could do in one round is 148, which is pretty good. If we look at, say, the Centurion, it can do 173, and it does a lot more stability damage. And we'll get into that when we actually play through the mission. I think it'll just be easier to understand. But yeah, it's a very interesting game, because a big part of it is customizing each of these mechs to do the things you want them to do. My quick draw has a ton of jump jets, which means it's very, very maneuverable despite its large size. My trebuchet, not so much. My trebuchet is my sniper platform. Oh, this is actually the mech that I pilot when I have my character available, and I love this mech. As much as any mech that I have is mine and designed in a specific way, this is it. It could be better, but you're limited by the amount of tonnage that you can carry on the mech, which again is this number in the top right. So let's pretend to refit one of these so you can see how in-depth this gets. You pick which components go where on your mech. You can add armor, you can remove armor to make it weigh a little bit less, so you can put more components in. And it's just so good. And then you look at an individual component, and it tells you, this is how much heat it generates if it fires, this is how much damage it does when it hits, and here's how many slots it takes up. So we look at my medium laser, for instance, here. It's got a standard range with no minimum, which means I can use it point blank if I want to. It does 25 damage, and it takes 12 heat. My heat efficiency is I can have... I will shut down at 100 heat. Alpha Strike is if I fire all of my weapons, how much heat do I generate? I'm not going to fire all my weapons in most combat, but it's a good thing to know. I've also got some missile ammo spread throughout my mech, because the one thing you definitely don't want is you don't want an ammo explosion in the wrong place. That can cause severe problems. Each of these has armor. So if we look at the right torso, for instance, it's got 140 armor in the front and 70 in the rear. At least that's the maximum. And I've stripped some of the armor out to put more components in. Now, if you destroy the center torso of a mech, it's done. If you hit the head, it's not, but it causes injury to the pilot, because that's where the pilot sits. And you can also knock a mech down and take it out of the fight by simply inflicting several injuries to it, to the pilot. And you'll see there's a load of different weapons, a load of different components. They're all pretty good. For right now, I'm not gonna go too much into this because I really want to show you guys how the combat actually plays out. And then once I'm done with that, I'll share some thoughts about the game and why I like it and why sometimes I hate it. So let's talk about the pilots. Every pilot in the game has 4 stats: gunnery, piloting, guts, and tactics. There's a nice... I first played... My very first game of Battletech I played... like 2 weeks after I finished the Mass Effect trilogy for the 3rd or 4th time, and I was like, I have to name my pilot Shepard, so I did. And these each have different things. Gunnery makes you better at shooting, piloting makes you better at melee, and also makes it harder to knock down the mech. Guts lets you take more damage and reduces the recoil penalty when you're firing cannon. And finally, tactics lets you use indirect fire and reduces the minimum range of weapons. And right now she's injured. So instead we have Behemoth.
Ready for orders.
Cujo.
Reporting. Waiting for orders.
Hurricane.
Ready for orders.
Sasquatch.
Waiting for orders.
And Shut-In. Now, you can only ever take 4 mechs on a mission, so it's important to figure out what balance of mechs you want to take on a specific mission. I know it seems like I've got a lot of people that specialize in defense. That's purely... Oh, can I upgrade something else on Shut-In? I need another pure gunner who's at least as good at gunning as I am. But I don't think I have enough XP
Commander.
for that. Oh, I do. Oh, I can give you 3,700 in gunnery. Let's do it.
Training confirmed, Commander.
But notice it still calls her a defender. There's not really much you can do to change it later until much later on in the game. And it's because it's based on which abilities you take first. I always take Bulwark first whenever I can, and so in this case, that's why she shows as defender. So it'll never change. I will need to decide which I want her to ultra specialize in. Because you get 2 special abilities, and then you get one, like, I can't remember how the game distinguishes them. We can see all the things that they've done.
Tonight's selection is a big hit in the combine. STG's the attack of the polymer-coated man. Attendance is mandatory, so we'll see you there.
She can take 4 injuries because she has 4 guts. 5 guts. Because the first one doesn't count. Everyone has at least 1 in every stat. And then she has certain tags. And then these will only matter in certain situations. Which are pretty cool. Now we're going to be rolling with almost certainly 3 of these 4. It's going to be Behemoth, Cujo, and Shut-In. And we'll need to decide who the third one is based on the actual mission that we have. My A team is me, Behemoth, Cujo, and it was someone that I just lost last combat. Oh no, we did get we have Thresher too. If we look at the memorial wall, I just lost somebody that I was really happy about. It wasn't Goosefoot because I just lost him. Medusa. I think it was Medusa. Yeah, he was a piloting mech. Because he was going to be a melee person. Everyone loses Decker. It's just, you have to accept it. Decker is... It's kind of a meme in the game. How quickly can you kill Decker? Because he's the first of the main crew members where you start the game with. And I've lost all of my Ronin with the exception of myself. But Behemoth has turned out really good, and she's not a Ronin.
What's up, boss?
Oh no, she is. That's interesting.
Yes, Commander.
Standing by.
Yes, Commander.
Orders?
And then that up at the top is just, it tells you what their rank is and how good they are relative to the others. Anyway. I think you've seen enough of what you need to see. You can do things like upgrade the ship. You can travel to other places. We can check our reputation. We're going to go and check any contracts that might happen to be available. Now, what do the skulls mean? The skulls basically tell you how much you should expect to bring on a mission. If we go back to the mech bay really quickly here. Oh no, it doesn't actually show it here, does it? It shows it on the actual, when you take a contract, it shows what you're at. In any case, the fewer skulls means the easier the mission, which means you don't need as heavy a presence on there. But they can also be worth a lot more in terms of certain amounts of money or salvage. Salvage is parts. In every mission, you get to decide how you're going to allocate what you want. Now, the main thing I want is I want to make sure that I have enough money to rest until I am healed before I take on the story mission here, Served Cold. That's always a priority mission. I'm not ready to do that without my best pilot. So I need to make a decent bit of money. And I think Tag Team offers...
Hey Doc, the work you put in on that thrust control has really paid off. Steering is buttery smooth.
So it looks like I'll have allies in this one. And it can be worth quite a bit of money or quite a bit of salvage. So we're going to pick Negotiate. And here's where I can choose any one of 3 things. I can choose to only get Reputation. I could take no money, no salvage, and the Arano restoration will love me. Or I can take all salvage or all money. You can never take, you actually can take all reputation. Now, I do kind of need the money, but I don't need quite that much, so I'm going to do this instead. What this means is if I complete the mission successfully, I will earn 787,950 credits, which is enough to fund us for 2 more months. And I get 7 salvage, and I get to pick 1. And that's a pretty good deal. I'm going to hit accept. Now we see I have 2.5 basically skulls worth of weight. And I'm going to take the Blackjack, the Centurion, the Shadowhawk, and the Quick Draw. I could... Actually, I could... No, I can't put her... I can't put Behemoth in the Trebuchet because it relies heavily on missiles, and she's bad at indirect fire. Indirect fire is tactics, and she's not so good at that. So the Trebuchet is not ideal for her. And I think I tried this last time around, and I think it really worked well. Shut-in is a gunner / defender, and the quick draw mech has just a ton of lasers on it and a fair bit of missiles, and the mobility really helps her. The Shadowhawk is probably the best mech I've got, pound for pound. It does so many things well, and I wanted my best pilot in it. The Centurion's maybe not quite as good, but it has the single hardest hitting weapon that I carry, which is my AC-20. Which has a boost to crit damage, and it's ridiculous when it hits. It's super powerful. And he's got a few secondary weapons, because the AC-20 is not always going to hit. And then we have the Blackjack, which is kind of an experiment I did, and I don't know if I love it, because it runs out of ammo very quickly. What this is designed to do is to be something that can fire every single turn. Maybe the Blackjack's not the best choice. Maybe I'm changing my mind here. Because the last mission I had the Blackjack, and I actually lost a pilot because... No, I didn't lose a pilot in the Blackjack. I lost the pilot in another mech. It's not very heavily armored, and it's got limited ammo, and I don't know. I don't think the Blackjack is a good fit. I'm going to drop the Blackjack, and I'm going to put in the Trebuchet. But the Trebuchet is designed to be a sniper platform. Shoot. Here we go up here. So it says as long as I have at least 2.5 skulls, this should be a mission that we can handle pretty easily. I don't really like either of these mechs right now. The Blackjack at least has armor. The Blackjack's problem is if I run out of ammo, it's useless, and it can only really do melee. The Trebuchet will never run out of ammo. It's actually arguably got too much ammo. That's interesting. And how many rounds does this fire per shot? 15. That's enough for 10 rounds of just missiles. And once you get to a certain point, you stop using missiles. Alright. I'm going to change the Trebuchet ever so slightly. It's going to mean we spend a couple of days, but I think it's worth it. Because I frankly don't think the Blackjack is survivable enough as is. Unless I strip some armor to put in ammo. But then I have to put in 2 ammo crates. Because it's got 2 different guns on it. Let's see how bad this gets. If I put in an AC-10 ammo and an AC-5 ammo. I have to remove 2 tons of armor. Man, this head. That's a lot of armor. I can always change armor distribution anytime I want to. But man, I don't like how lightly armored this is. And these cannons are relatively decent range. So I don't have to necessarily get super close. Maybe we'll try it. You know what? Let's work on this, and let's also make some changes to the trebuchet.
I'll get it in the schedule.
Because in the trebuchet's case, I think it has too much ammo. So I'm going to strip out some ammo, and I'm going to put more armor on it. And it evenly distributes the armor. You can change how the armor works if you want to. This still is not great armor.
There's a lot of activity on the comms. You must be in on the drop ship.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
But it's also instantly finished. We're going to zip forward ahead one day. We're going to go to the Argo, and we're just going to click the play button.
I wrapped up that job you asked for, Commander.
Alright, let's take the contract now. So we pick Tag Team. And I'm picking this one because it's got the highest overall payout. And money is what we need more than salvage. But I'm going to kick it up like this. There we go. What does Reputation do? Reputation makes goods cheaper, and it also gives you harder missions that tend to be more lucrative. The Arano Restoration, just so you know, is a pretty big part of the main plot. So they're always going to like you. And it's never like they're going to hate you. Alright. So the question then becomes, does this change the equation for us? The Trebuchet honestly now carries more armor than the Blackjack did. And I mean, yes, now the Blackjack is more effective as a gunnery platform. I think we're going to take the Trebuchet. I'm going to put Cujo in it. Because of all the mechs I have, of all the warriors I have access to, all the pilots, he's the only one that's good at tactics and gunnery. And we want both of those things to make a good sniper. The Centurion is pretty great at everything. I do want a fairly good gunner for it, but other than that, it doesn't really matter. Let's take Thresher. I want Thresher to get some experience. I just hired him. And let's deploy. This is so important. It is one of the least intuitive things about Battletech. Speed is life. You cannot survive if your mechs aren't moving. Because it adds to evasion. But we'll explain that when we actually get into the battle itself. So in case you missed the text, basically working with another allied group of mechs. And we're trying to destroy enemy forces. This is pretty standard. I need to murder everything. Which is what most missions in Battletech are. It's destroy the enemy lance, which is the term for a group of mechs, or tanks. Sometimes they have tanks, and you destroy those instead.
Command interface initiated.
Oh no. Alright. So here's what we're looking at here. We have to make sure that at least one of the mechs from our allied force survives. Ensure restoration lands. Yeah. So the first part of any camp, of any mission, is the movement phase. We're trying to get up to an area where we can close with the enemy. But let's talk about how the actual mission works. So, what you do every turn is you get 2 actions. First you move, and then you fire. Or you do melee, depending on what you'd like to do. Let's move here. This is going to give me 4 evasion and cover. Evasion reduces the chance of an enemy's shot hitting you, and it's very, very important.
Confirmed. Location confirmed.
You'll notice the Shadowhawk can move a little bit
Position
faster,
confirmed.
and we've already found the enemy. But we don't know what they are yet. We just know that there's 2 enemies just beyond our radar range.
Aye, aye.
So now the game shifts into combat mode. So we have 3 level 3s, and so does our pals. Where are our pals? Because I think they're over here. Okay. I mean, I don't really care what happens to them, but sure.
What's up, boss?
I'm going to start with the Shadowhawk, and I'm going to have it move. Okay, that puts me in firing range. Now, this is considered difficult terrain, which means I could take more stability damage, but I'm willing to take
On
that
my
risk for a chance to light something up. This is a Vindicator. It's armed with a PPC, which makes it pretty dangerous. A missile launcher and short and medium lasers. You'll see this is how much heat I will take for firing all of my lasers this turn. And I'm automatically entrenched because of one of my benefits. I'm going to go ahead and fire. You'll notice I've got a 65% chance to hit with my medium laser, and 55 to hit with the shorter range. It is obstructed, which makes it harder to hit, because there's a hill in the way, but we'll try it.
Locking on.
And I damage the shields. I damage his armor a bit. Now, because of my evasion, they missed, which is very, very good.
Reporting enemy contact.
Alright, so the next person I want to
What's the plan?
move is Cujo. Now, because he's built on a sniper mech, you'll notice I'll actually have a higher chance to hit. But I'll probably do less damage. So all we've done so far is we've weakened some of the armor on his left arm. If we blow up his left arm, he'll lose his short laser. That's not the greatest, but it's fine for right now. If you take out the center torso on a mech, you do what the game calls coring it, and you basically kill it. Well, we've got a ways to go before we can do that. And we're facing the front of the mech, so we'll just fire it and we'll see what happens. So we're firing my PPC, my particle projector cannon, a large laser, and we're going to fire our missiles too.
Target acquired and locked in.
Oh, perfect. We've actually torn through his armor, we
Solid
got a lucky
connection on
shot, and we took out one of his jump jets. That is wonderful news. That was in direct fire. Even though they didn't have line of sight on me, they still fired missiles, and they just didn't do very much damage.
Receiving you.
I don't think you can get close enough, can you? So I'm actually going to have you sprint this turn. You're not going to fire, but that'll be okay.
You got it. Going flat out.
You'll be a lot more dodgy, and you'll be able to hit harder next turn. That is a big mech. Now, so the white bar is the armor. They haven't really done anything to us just yet. And I've got a heavy mech.
Ready for orders.
So we're gonna go
I
up
copy.
here. I actually have two choices here. I can fire at the Vindicator, or I can fire at the Thunderbolt. I've got a better shot on the Vindicator. And there's, quite frankly, a non-zero chance that I could kill it, depending on where these shots land. Let's fire.
Targeting for now.
Ooh, we hit the head. We've injured the pilot. That's very good news. Now, the yellow bar underneath... Oh, I fucking hate locusts. They're so dodgy, and they're so fast that they're hard to hit. There's another mech approaching.
Waiting
Behemoth.
for orders.
We definitely want to move first. I'm going to change my firing cone a little bit so I can maybe fire at that one over there too if I need to. Oh, we have new contacts. And this just basically tells me that there's more enemies on the field. We knew there was going to be more. We're going to light them up. This bar down here is for stability damage. If this maxes out, the mech falls over. And that damages the pilot, and it causes damage to the mech too, obviously. I could do a precision strike and just try to core him. Let's do it. I'm going to make a called shot. So basically, I'm focusing all of my fire on the core, because this will take him out if it hits.
Target acquired.
Booyah. One down.
Hostile removed.
Ooh, you blew off his left arm. That's very good. That makes a locust a lot less threatening. That was actually a pretty good shot.
Standing by.
Alright, Thresher, we want you to feel like you're part of the family. So I'm gonna pivot you like so. 80, 80, 75. Yeah, because he's so much dodgier, it's nearly impossible to hit him. But the other guy, on the other hand, has hardly moved, so he's much more likely to be hurt. So off we go. We stripped some armor. That's not nothing. It's not enough, but it's not nothing.
How might I help?
Alright, Trebuchet. Did I see one where you could move for 3? No, we can only move for 2. That's fine.
Certainly.
Now, this is giving me a warning. If I take this shot, I will overheat and I'll shut down. So I'm going to have to turn off one of my guns. You have a very heavily armored center torso. I could go after an arm. But you're mostly, I can tell by the machine guns, you're mostly a short-range mech. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to probably turn off the PPC. Or can I just turn off the laser? Because the PPC does hit harder. Let's try it.
Good to go.
That didn't do enough damage. I'll probably need to have him take a turn off in the near future. He is very close to falling. But he got a lucky hit that went through my
Armor
armor.
breach. Internal damage.
I don't like internal damage.
Standing by.
Alright. Are we gonna move up?
Moving to position.
And we're just gonna unload on him. No fanciness needed.
I copy.
If you shoot enough stuff at something, you're bound to hit something important. That's always been my opinion. They took out the left torso, they injured the pilot.
Armor holding.
There, Hunchback. Notice because we've done such a good job of moving every combat,
That shot got past my armor.
we're not taking very serious damage.
Standing by.
Now, I could walk over and punch you. But I don't want to do that. Instead, I want to get into cover. Oh, I can't, can I? Alright, let's use our jump jets. And that way I can stay focused in this direction. Oh, we could really let up the Thunderbolt. And we're actually behind it now. I need to take something offline. I'm going to take the medium laser off. And we're going to light them up. We took down a heatsink, and we took down a heatsink because we critted on one of our missile strikes. That's excellent news. Oh, nice shot. Goodbye, jerkface. Don't hit Cujo.
Not gonna have a mech left if I keep taking hits like that.
He's weak.
Yes, Commander.
I definitely want to get into cover. This does present my rear to this mech behind me, but I think we can survive with that. Do you have precision strike? You do. Oh, I could easily take out your right leg. And then you would fall and you would injure your pilot. But I think I can probably do that anyway if I just light him up. So let's do it.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Yep. Knockdowns also reduce initiative, so that makes them go later next turn.
I am taking critical hits here.
You're gonna have to deal with it, Thresher.
Awaiting orders.
I don't have time to deal with your whining. What is it? This is the Phoenix Hawk. I'm not in a great position to really deal with that right now. I'm gonna use my jump jet. I'm gonna go over here. Now, because he's down, I can take a cold shot. I can just load my missiles up and try to waste his center torso. Let's see if it works. Or I could just blow off his leg, honestly. I could take out his laser. The center torso on this robot's actually very heavily protected. I can only do at most 60 damage. Let's blow off his leg. Why are you not letting me... Oh, because there we go. Let's do it. I'm gonna blow off his leg. I didn't blow. It didn't destroy his leg. That's annoying. Alright, Thresher probably needs to be backed off a bit. I'll do that next turn.
Orders?
Now, your heat is really, really high. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the Vigilance perk. And then I'm going to walk over. I'm just going to kick this thing. And I did some fair damage, but I didn't break anything important. That's okay, though. And now he finally gets back up, and he's probably going to punch my mech that's right next to him. I know, he actually is going to move.
Oh, that hit me!
Damn it.
Reporting internal damage.
I hate headshots. One of my biggest complaints about Battletech as a game is just how many times
I am losing weapon systems.
you get headshots. It's ridiculous, frankly.
Yes, Commander.
And I don't mean off of called shots either. That might even be understandable. I mean just luck. Turn your missiles off, please. Actually, you know what I'm going to do this turn? I need to recover heat. I'm going to have you brace this turn. Let them deal some damage for once. The enemy is running, by the way, because they were actually at maximum... okay, Thresher.
Commander.
You've lost your AC-20, and I really hope that I haven't lost it, because that was expensive as shit. I'm going to have you sprint, too. Oh, you're unsteady. Right. So I'm going to...
Firing jump jet.
I'm going to jump backwards. I have an okay shot at the Thunderbolt. Let's try it.
Action on it.
Oh, that was literally only indirect fire. That was a waste of time and ammo.
Internal structure damage.
We really need to get at least one
Let's
more
go.
mech out of the show. We're gonna do this, I think. I'm just gonna light you up. I do need to take another missile off. Okay, this is not worth it. I'm just gonna brace. I need to cool off. I need to recover some heat so that I can start hitting them harder next turn. Alright.
Yes, Commander.
Shut in. You're gonna be able to do a ton of damage. I'm gonna have you use your jump jets. Like so. I'm gonna hit you with everything I got. Except for one medium laser, apparently.
Roger that.
Oh, nice!
Think
No
I hit
arm,
something
no
good.
torso, head hit. Beautiful. You blew off his arm.
Internal structure damage. I'm hit.
Oh, great.
I'm going down. Commander, I'm wounded.
Yes, I understand that you're wounded, but there's literally nothing I can do about it.
Reporting.
I could punch you back. I mean, I guess. I don't really have a better option.
Engaging.
And I didn't do much damage to it. That's alright. Did you kill the stupid thing? Because the problem is Trebuchet now has no movement. Or Cujo doesn't. And I am happy to fix the robot.
Receiving you.
I'm worried about losing the pilot. Dang it, I can never quite get what I want in an angle. Oh, you know, I see what my problem is. Yeah, if I just go back like this, because I want to, because the most important thing to do is not let things live longer than they have to, and I can probably take him out. I did recover some heat. Really? There you go. Finally.
Target eliminated.
That's one of the two lanes that is down. And unfortunately, it's probably the weaker of the two. Oh, beautiful shot. Oh, he should fall over too. Because he lost a leg. Nice. But then you turn around and do the same thing to Cujo, and he's on just one or two more hits before he
Failing.
dies.
I'm going down. Damn it. Wounded.
Oh, nice. You're doing some major damage to that hunchback. I approve of that. But if my trebuchet takes even one more hit, I've probably lost Cujo.
That shot got past my armor.
Yes, I'm sure it did, and there's nothing I can do about that, so please quit
Waiting for order.
complaining. Oh,
What's up, boss?
here we go. I need you to do me a solid shut-in.
On it.
How many injuries has this pilot taken? I can never be quite sure. I know it's listed here somewhere, I just can't remember where. I could try to shoot the head to take out the pilot. But I think I'm going to target the center torso.
Confirmed.
And that was the worst possible outcome, which is that he was only lightly damaged. Beautiful work. They still got 3 more mechs, though. And you just fucking killed one of my pilots. At the cost of critical heat, which, you know, I guess is not a bad thing, but it is a very frustrating thing.
On my way.
Yeah, I just use only the short laser.
Firing.
That doesn't do much damage, but I needed to burn off some heat so I can actually hit harder next turn. Oh my god, and that's why I can't stand this game. That right there. It is too easy to kill pilots. It is way too easy. And this is what makes me rage quit this game. Pilots are way too squishy. And it's frankly ridiculous that the game is designed this way.
Orders?
It is utterly absurd because the other thing I don't like about this game is that instead of making later fights more interesting, they just give you more enemies. And at a certain point, the math is going to work out. You're going to take a beating. There's nothing you can do about it.
Engaging.
And that's why I don't think this is a good game for the channel. It's not even a game that I play all that often for exactly this reason.
Let's get this done, folks.
If you can make every decision perfect and still lose half your force because random die rolls, it's ridiculous.
Commander. Roger.
There's just not enough options to help you deal with that. And that's what I find deeply, deeply frustrating about this game. Now, the good news is I'm fighting it from the back, so it's going to take more damage. The question is, do I hit anything important? And I don't. I merely reduce
Reporting.
its structure.
Critical hit.
But yeah, that is why, essentially, even though there's so much of Battletech that I really enjoy, I can't stand how easy it is to take serious losses on every single mission. And it's a lot to get pilots trained up to a certain level. It takes a very long time. Unless you get lucky and find a cheap pilot who's amazing and will work for basic training. And that is
Ready for orders.
deep, deep flaw in this game. And it's something that I think the developers have been aware of for as long as this game has been out, and I don't think they've really addressed it. Let's hit the Marauders. Oh, we got an ammo explosion.
Target's taking a critical hit.
That, my friends, is why you keep ammo in heavily armored places. Like, I'm going to win this mission. It seems very unlikely that I would. But what I don't like is that we've lost... Like, I don't care about Thresher. But I care very deeply
Yes, Commander.
about Cujo, who was a very important pilot to me. Give him a bit of the old 1-2.
Locked on for physical attack.
And somehow I missed a point-blank laser shot. I don't know what the hell that's
Reporting
about.
negative damage.
But whatever. It's gonna take another hit because he blew up a leg. And someone's unit just heat locked
Commander.
down. Walk over and give it a stomp. Man, I have not gotten one melee attack at anything important. But here's the AI just doing the exact same thing and getting whatever they want.
Waiting for orders.
Light him up.
On it. Scored a critical hit.
That should be enough to take it out of the fight. I think we're gonna... Nope, the pilot's just injured, not incapacitated. Damn it. Okay.
Battletech power-up detected.
We need to take that mech
Waiting for
out.
orders. On it.
I'm gonna try to shoot it in the head, because if we hit it in the head, we have a small chance of injuring the pilot and then taking the entire mech. Oh well, I took out the...
Target neutralized.
But I'm glad that we're gonna win this mission. And the only thing I don't like, though, is losing Cujo is not worth it. It just isn't. Cujo was a really, really strong fighter. And
Standing by.
that we lost him to such obvious bullshit
I copy.
is 100 times more frustrating. Now, I can't really fire at this guy, because if I do, I'll overshoot my heat limit. But I can load him up with some missiles at least.
Confirmed. Critical hit, Commander.
And then next turn, I will simply have her wait and then cool off. We've done a lot of damage to that guy. I don't think he's far from
Standing by.
being murdered in the face.
Confirmed.
I'm actually going to go ahead and use Vigilance to increase my initiative next turn, and then I'm going to go ahead and brace so that I can burn off all my heat this turn. Like, if these guys want to take him out, go for it. It doesn't really... It's no skin off my nose. I'd rather make sure that my mechs are in a better position to fire later on, if that's what needs to happen. And then you're going to go ahead and I'm going to use Vigilance. And I'm going to brace.
Yes, Commander.
And then shut in. Go
Got
ahead
it.
and let's take him out.
Affirmative. Mech destroyed.
Mission successful.
That mission was not successful. That mission was a nightmare. And losing Cujo really sucks for my ongoing campaign. That was not worth it. Like, I can fix the mechs. Oh my gosh, Cujo's not dead. He's merely very badly injured. Okay, we got lucky. Thresher's dead, though. I'm not as upset about losing Thresher. Now, I can pick any salvage I want from this mission, but I only get one pick. I'd love to get a Thunderbolt Mac. That sounds amazing. Is there any plus weapons in here? No. Okay. I'm gonna take me a piece of a Thunderbolt. Ooh, or I could get a Marauder. Oh, that's a very spicy Mac. But here's the thing. I've only got one piece of the Marauder, and there's a chance with Lucky Roll I could actually get a full Thunderbolt. So I'm going to take the Thunderbolt piece. I'm going to hit confirm. I actually end up getting 2 pieces of a Thunderbolt. I'm now in a good position to get a third Mac down the road. But damn, that was not good. It could have been a lot worse. Thankfully, Cujo isn't dead. But he sure is close. Thresher, I don't care. But Cujo, I very much care. And it's also going to be several days to repair the mechs that we lost. Yeah, we'll fix that. Don't you worry about it. But let's look on the bright side of what this mission accomplished. We have earned enough money to make it through another month. I will be coming back soon. We are going to need to make some repairs, though. So I'll do that, and then I'll end this look at Battletech. You guys can let me know. I'm really salty about losing that AC-20 Plus, though. That was a damn fine weapon. I am going to go ahead and pick Repair All. And then you normally looks like you carry an AC-10 and 2 medium lasers and some missiles. We have another AC-20. Let's throw that in there. It's got to have some ammo. You can't have a weapon without some ammo. And then I think I'd like to feed in maybe some more missiles. Where else do I have missile hardpoints? Oh, they're all in here. Like, what if I just crank out all the SRM-6s? What if I remove one of those so that I can put in some more ammo? Which I'm going to store in my leg. Oh, I did lose a heat sink. That's not good. And I still kind of want to put a laser in, too, just so that I have something that doesn't take ammo. So let's put that in the center torso. And then I'm going to install a new heat. And let's put in a heat sink. I was kind of put in 2 heat sinks. Yeah, I think I will. And I'll just take a little bit of armor off. And we'll hit confirmed.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
You're pretty badly damaged, actually. Like, it's gonna cost a lot of money to repair this. Okay, a laser is 40 damage for 18 heat. What's a PPC? 50 to 35. I'm gonna put in 2 long lasers instead of putting in 2... instead of putting in the PPC. And I'm gonna put in 2 LRM-15s. And And we're gonna load... Oh, I can't put in 2. That's fine. Can I put in a third large laser, or do I not have a third one? Put in a medium laser. You know, I could put in like an LRM-5. Put some ammo in. Put in the leg. And then let's put in a heat sink, and then the rest will just be armor. There you go. Like, we've already basically used, just to fix these 2 mechs.
Logged and noted. Shouldn't be too hard.
That cost a lot. That cost a lot of resources. But, and how long is it going to take me to fix those? Yeah, so it basically means we can't take any contracts for a month. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. But, so that's why I both like and don't like Battletech. And I think you've gotten really good flavoring for how this game works. And you can make a decision on your own if it's the kind of game that you'd like to play yourself. Man. This combat is so unforgiving. And I said as someone who's used to XCOM. In XCOM, I never felt like the game was cheap. I often feel like Battletech is cheap. I really do. I really feel like the AI just gets lucky shots and they change everything. I mean, you get a headshot to one of your mechs and your pilot takes an injury, and all of a sudden, I can't use that mech as much as I should be able to. The other big complaint I have is that the game increases difficulty by just throwing more mechs at you. And because of the nature of this game, as long as you keep putting, like, ammo in the air, you're going to hit something eventually. It's not like an XCOM or a Phoenix Point or even an Invisible Ink.
I'd suggest you take care of it before they break something. Yeah, all right, I'm on it.
Were those games, what was my train of thought? I lost it because of that conversation that just happened. Let me think about it. I don't like the cheap hits, and I don't like... Oh, yeah. So what that means is, mathematically, if you fight...
Give me a sensor reading. You picking anything up out there?
Negative, so sensors clear.
You can actually turn that off. When I play the game, I like having it on, but right now it's just irritating because I'm trying to say something. But the game does what they did last episode, or this mission, which is like, here's 8 mechs. And they only targeted my mechs. Except till the very end there. It's really hard to predict what's going to draw aggro. I'm going to go ahead and advance time while I'm talking. It's really hard to predict what's going to draw aggro from what. But yeah, it's...
We're nearly broke, Commander.
I understand that.
All crew, fall in at your base station. Fall in at your base station.
Is there any mechs I can sell? You know what? Let's make some cash. I'm going to sell my Locust. I'm going to sell my Panther. Well, actually, I have 2 of them. Okay. And then I've got this Vindicator. And look, it's not like Vindicators are bad. It's just... I don't think it's something we're going to be using. I kind of like keeping it for now. We're not that hard up for cash. But it's something we might consider later on. But anyway, I think you guys have pretty good flavoring of what Battletech is like. And if you do want to see a longer series of this, please do drop a comment. Maybe you'll convince me to do it. But overall, I just find the hits to pilots just happen too often. And I don't like that the game decides that harder means more mechs, not better AI or more interesting challenges. And that's my opinion of the game. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. And until next time, this has been Avindian. Thank you for watching. And I bid you good day.